In today's world, everything is developing rapidly. We are informed, deadlines and various demands bombarded. It's very easy to feel overwhelmed, lost in chaos. But deep down, we all share a common desire to improve ourselves, become a better version of yourself than you are today. We crave personal growth, hunger for fulfillment and satisfaction. We set ambitious goals, hope it works overnight, but usually, the path to lasting change is not sudden, dramatic transformation. Real sustainable progress is that we persevere day in and day out. Small steps to be taken. He's about forming habits. These habits may seem trivial at first, but it builds up over time, create extraordinary results. Think of it as building a house. Every brick, every nail, every piece of wood, it doesn't even look like much, but they combine. It forms a strong and durable structural foundation. This is the original James Collier bestseller. The core idea of subhabits. Collier thinks the key to exceptional achievement. It is not about making a huge change overnight. It's about focusing on the building blocks that make up our lives. The tiny atomic habits of. These atomic habits are like atoms themselves. It's very small, and it's very trivial on its own. But just as atoms combine to form molecules, molecules combine to form everything around us. Tiny habits can also follow. Over time, they accumulate, resulting in an extraordinary transformation. That's how compound interest works. Small sustained efforts over time. It's exponential growth. As a small sum of money invested regularly, due to compound interest, can grow to a considerable amount. Small positive habits can also build up, so that our lives, huge improvement. The advantage of this approach is that he diverted our attention from the overwhelming, unrealistic goals. Shift to what we can continue to take. Manageable, on a small scale. It's about embracing the power of incremental progress. Recognize even the smallest steps, as long as the direction is correct, as time goes by, can also lead to extraordinary results. Imagine that. If you can improve by 1% every day, it's not going to be a big change. It won't even be noticed at first. But over time, and these small steps add up, bring exponential growth. Creel uses the metaphor of a plane taking off to illustrate this point. If the pilot only adjusts during takeoff, several degrees of flight, it may seem insignificant at first. But on a long flight, this little telling, it could really mean reaching the intended destination and the difference between ending up hundreds of miles off course. And the same principle applies to our habits. 1% progress every day. It may seem insignificant at the moment. That's 37 times better in 1 year. On the other hand, if we step back 1% every day, we'll drop to almost zero. That's the power of compound interest. Small changes are continuously applied, can lead to significant results over time. This is not about finding a silver bullet or a quick fix. It's about embracing atomic habituation. Slow but steady progress. To learn how to develop better habits, we need to understand the basics of how habits work. Scientific principles. Habits are essentially what our brains feed. Thinking shortcuts developed by automating food behaviors. Think about what you're used to doing. Like brushing your teeth. You don't have to consciously think about every step. You just do it. It's almost automatic. It's because your brain is wired for this behavior. Created a neural pathway. It's easy to die. The process of forming this habit follows 4 steps. Cue, craving, reaction, and reward. The cue triggers the brain to initiate a behavior. Desire is the driving force behind behavior. The reaction is the actual act itself. And reward is satisfaction that reinforces the habit cycle. By understanding these 4 steps, we can start manipulating them. Make it work for us. Make it easier to form good habits and break bad habits. Easy. The third part behavior changes 4 laws. Make it obvious to him. James Collier. It is outlined with the 4 steps of the habit cycle. The corresponding 4 laws of behavior change. The first rule is to make it obvious to him. Many of our habits are unconscious because of triggering their mention, hidden in plain sight. To make a habit obvious, we need to make the prompt stand out. An effective strategy is to use execution intent. This includes deciding in advance that you will, when and where to implement a particular habit. For example, I don't need to exercise so much. Rather, I go to work every morning. Run for 20 minutes before. Another strategy is to design your environment. Make good habits easier. Bad habits are harder. For example, if you want to eat healthier, put healthy snacks in bright spots. Hide the junk food. By making the hints of good habits more obvious, you're more likely to persevere. The first 4 laws of behavior change. Make him attractive. The second law of behavior change. To make him attractive, our brains are wired to seek pleasure, escape from pain. So we are more likely to. We repeat things that we enjoy. Make a habit more appealing. A method of force. It's about him and the things you already like. Combine. It's called temptation bondage. For example, if you want to develop the habit of meditation, you can put, it's tied to your morning coffee schedule. Together. Tell yourself, only drink coffee after 5 minutes of meditation. As time goes by, you will start meditating. And the joyous experience of drinking coffee. Connect together. Make a habit more appealing. Another way of force. It's about joining a culture. In this culture, the behavior you want is the norm. Surround yourself. People who share your goals and values. You will find it easier to adhere to your habits. Part 2, the 4 laws of behavior change. Make it easy for him. The third law of behavior change is to make it easy for him. We are more likely to repeat those that require less. The act of trying. This is the concept of friction. Friction refers to any obstruction or resistance. Make execution more difficult. The more friction, the less likely we are to do it. To make a habit easy, we need to reduce friction. One way to achieve this is through excellent. Transform your environment. For example, if you want to exercise in the morning, get your tracksuit ready the night before. Another strategy is to break down habits into smaller components. More manageable steps. It's called the 2-minute rule. The habit of only doing it for 2 minutes at first. Once you establish continuity, you can gradually increase the duration or intensity. The third part behavior changes 4 laws. Satisfy him. Article 4 of behavior change. And the last rule is to satisfy him. Our brains are wired to seek rewards. Therefore, we are more likely to weigh. Repeat the behaviors that make us feel good. Let 1. One way to satisfy a habit is to usage habit tracker. Track your progress. It helps you stay motivated and see how far you've come. Another strategy is to use it when you adhere to the habit. Reward yourself. Choose what makes sense to you. Rewards that are in line with your goals. It is important to note that the reward should come after the action, not before it. This reinforces the habit cycle. And make sure you don't rely on external motivations to get started. Part 4, Breaking Bad Habits. Breaking bad habits is as important as forming good ones. Same. The 4 laws of behavior change can be applied in reverse. Make bad habits less attractive. To make bad habits invisible. To remove hints from the environment. For example, if you want to reduce your use of social media, delete these apps from your phone, or log out of your account. To make him unattractive, redefine how you think about this habit. Pay attention to the negative consequences of this behavior, and the benefits of quitting this behavior. To make it difficult for him, increase friction. For example, if you want to eat less junk food, keep it away from home. or make it less accessible to him. To make him unsatisfactory, accountability can be used, or find a way to make the consequences of this habit become apparent more quickly. The first part overturns the first law. Make him invisible. Just like making good habits easy, seeing them increases the likelihood that they will be executed. Make bad habits invisible. It would also greatly reduce their control over us. Our environment is often a source of many silent causes of bad behavior. Think of the ever-present allure of the smartphone. If he's always within our reach. Buzzing hair. Just notify us. It's easy to give in to distraction. Hearts browsing social media. Or the urge to check email. To solve this problem, it's about consciously redesigning your environment. Put your phone in another room. Turn off notifications. Or use the application process. Order to limit you to a specific time period. Visit a specific website or application. By removing these visual cues, you're actually cutting the bad habit at its source. Make it less likely that those automatic reactions will occur. Remember, out of sight, out of mind. This could be a useful tool to get rid of bad behavior. The second part exploits disgust. Make him unattractive. Our brains, innately attracted to pleasant energy, and tend to avoid those with discomfort or painful experiences. When trying to break a bad habit, we can take advantage of this innate preference. Instead of focusing only on bad habits, the usual instant gratification, why don't you try changing your perspective? Highlight the negative consequences associated with it. For example, if you want to quit smoking, alert yourself to the long-term health risks of smoking, like lung cancer or heart disease. Imagine what he looks like to you. The effects of smell, taste, and overall health. By combining bad habits linked to these adverse consequences, you're actually rewiring your brain. Make it see bad habits as disgusting, rather than something intentional. This decreases the likelihood that you will repeat the behavior. Part 3. Embracing friction makes it difficult. In our pursuit of efficiency and convenience, we unintentionally make it different to indulge in bad habits. Often convenient, unhealthy snacks are readily available. Streaming service, endless entertainment at your fingertips. Social media platform provides timely satisfaction with each roll. To solve this problem, we need to be conscious in our environment. In the environment again, introduce friction. It makes it harder for us to engage in bad behavior. If you find yourself wandering around all day, snack with heart. Try to put unhealthy food. Put it where you can't see it. Or put it in an inconvenient place. If you have a tendency to shop too much online, please download from your browser. Delete your saved credit card information. Or set a spending limit. By increasing the effort required to participate in a bad habit, you are creating a kind of natural microhouse. This pause, this moment of resistance, can make your swan leaves split into the part of the brain responsible for decision-making. Catch up to make more conscious choices. The first part. The power of accountability makes him unsatisfactory. We are social animals. You're born with a need for connection and belonging. We crave the approval of our peers, and often are influenced by their behavior and expectations. This inner desire for social approval can become a good habit and a powerful incentive to break bad habits. When we make our goals public, that's what we're waiting for. This introduces a sense of responsibility. Sharing our desires with others, whether it's close friends, family, or a supportive online community, there is a sense of responsibility for keeping promises. Knowing that others know our commitment, it can provide us with the amount to stick with it. External power, especially in times of weakness or temptation, when only we know our exercise. Target time. It's easier to push the snooze button. But when we announced it publicly, we're more likely to strap it on and carry it out of the house. It's a political sense, and the desire not to disappoint those who believe in us drive us. Monitor progress tracking. Strength in the pursuit of any goal. It's easy to get lost in the daily grind and ignore the circle. We may feel that we have made an effort, but no significant progress has been seen. This can lead to discouragement and the temptation to give up. This is where the power of tracking comes into play. Monitor our progress. No matter how small the increment may seem, can provide concrete evidence for our efforts, and strong, the belief that we are moving in the right direction. Whether it's using a habit tracker to keep a journal, or just mark the date on the calendar, forgot our progress knows. Expressed behavior are incredibly motivating. He turned abstract goals into tangible achievements. Remind us every step of the way. No matter how small it is, it counts. This visual reflection, the feedback loop creates a sense of achievement, and it reinforces the positive feelings associated with sticking to the habit. Make us more likely in the future. Continue this behavior. The third part is continuous optimization and adaptation to change. The journey to forming lasting habits is not a straight line. Life is fluid. Constantly. Bring us unexpected challenges and opportunities. Meet what worked for us yesterday. It may not be valid today. In the process of our progress, it has to be approached with a continuous improvement mindset. Habit formation. Constantly evaluate what works and what doesn't, and how we adjust our strategy to adapt to changing needs. Summation environment. This may be designed to try different tips, reward or habit overlay combination. This could mean adjusting our environment to better support our goals, or find new sources of inspiration and support. The key is to maintain flexibility. Embrace the iterative nature of habit formation, and never stop searching. Seek improvement methods and maximize. Increase your chances of success. The transformative power of atomic habits. It's the repetition of small actions. Every positive action generates chain reaction. It affects our thoughts and identities. By making the habit obvious, attractive, easy and satisfying, we can create a growth environment. Border. We don't need superhuman willpower. Just focus on 1% improvement. And these improvements add up to extraordinary transformations. The second part of the journey to embrace continuous improvement. The journey of forming lasting habits. Not a destination, but a support. Continued process of self-discovery and improvement. He was about embracing iteration of growth. Realize that there is no finish line. Only the endless pursuit of becoming the best version of yourself. As we deal with the complexity of life, our habits should also evolve with us. Transform. We have to be willing to try and track our progress, and make adjustments along the way. Some days can be filled with lighthearted motivation, and other days will only test our resolve. There will be setbacks and stagnation. There will be moments of doubt and frustration. But it is in these challenging times we have to dig deeper. Inspire our inner willfulness. And remind yourself, even small progress is progress. The key is to be curious and self-absorbed. It's called compassion. To approach this journey, celebrate victory, big or small. See setbacks as opportunities for learning and growth. Remember what ultimately determines our success. It's the consistency of our efforts, rather than the perfection of our approach. Part 3, Your Journey to a Better Self. Start today. The power to change your life is within you. You have the power to choose to shape your day, your personal relationships, and ultimately the habits of your destiny. Don't wait. A beautiful moment or ideal setting. Start small. Start today. Believe in the transformative power of atomic habits. Choose an area of your life that you want to improve. It can be your health, your finances, your loving relationships, or your personal growth. Then determine a small habit, a small change you can implement today. By creating a visual cue, or set a reminder, make him obvious. By pairing him with something you love, make him attractive. By reducing friction, and start with the 2-minute version. Make it easy for him. By tracking your progress, And reward yourself in the process. Make him satisfied. Remember that a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Embracing the power of atomic habit. And marvel at small changes. How continuous application can lead to exceptional results. The best time to start was yesterday. Secondly, the current.